Okay, so the other day I was completely joking, sort of, when I said about the tractor not having a radio. And then I went to do my little bit of recording for that auction, and when I got back, there's a radio in the tractor. I'm so sorry. I'm like the worst behaved person ever. I was completely joking about the fact that there was no radio. But yeah, thanks Toppings. Like, it's made my experience so much better. It really has. It's just a shame it doesn't make my reversing skills any better. Oh my god, she's horrendous. I think we can still salvage this. No, we can't. No, we can't. No, we can't. Honestly, though, this tractor is like the business. It's great. And if I can drive it successfully, spread slurry, etc., not bang into things like this, then it must be a very, very good tractor to drive, because, wow. I mean, look at me go. Look at me go. And I didn't even knock down the bin. Did I forget that it had a handbrake and spend 10 minutes looking for one here that was a button? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But you might think that's a step backwards, but in our book, it isn't, because when the Valtra breaks down, it has an electronic handbrake. It's a button here. And basically, when it does its thing and lays down and won't move or start, there is no possible way of you getting the handbrake off unless the tractor's on. So in the past, we've had to learn how to manually take off the handbrake with a spanner in the back, and it is right, well, it's on that side, right in there. And yeah, it was just an absolute pain in the bottom, should we say. This has has a manual, look at this, it has a proper physical, an old school handbrake. Total bonus. Like, there is nothing wrong with that. That's great. Absolute joys of not having adequate sheep handling facilities. We're the kind of people that we've got too many sheep to have nothing, but not enough sheep to warrant spending a lot of money. And that's just, I think a lot of people are probably in that boat. So I am having maybe just over 150 sheep. And that leaves you with, well, this is a really rubbish year, to be perfectly honest. Percentages were definitely down, but I think they were across the board. The clins were definitely low. The texels were up, which is surprising, but the clins were exceptionally low. They were really rubbish, especially because they are meant to be like prolific breeders, with 2 lambs, that kind of thing. But yeah, they were really crap this year. Anyway, you end up with like this many lambs, and it's like a lot to deal with without any handling, but not enough to deal with you know what I mean? It's more than a wagon, like more than a trailer full, which is really slightly annoying. So say, for instance, if we want to get them dipped, we want to take them up to we took them to our friend Matt Blair's the other day to get clipped, a couple of sheep that we'd missed, and it's more than a trailer full. Do you know what I mean? It'd be a few trips. But yeah, do you know what? It is what it is. We're not massive sheep people. They're my little thing. You know, I got my first, if you've been watching an awful long time, I got my first 31 clins way back when. How long ago was it? Was it COVID? 2019, 2020, something like that? And then these are basically, we kept all the females. So, for instance, that there with the white face there, that one, that's like a replacement clean female that we're going to keep, which is brill. Like all of them there that you can see, they're all clins in that little packet there. But then you've got, let me turn you around, stupid little things like this. You see with its bald ears? And this. And this. Like, don't get me wrong, it's very small, but it's very curvy. It's an awful lot longer to finish, especially since we haven't creeped these at all this year. I should be going hashtag grass-fed, hashtag regen, hashtag blah, blah, blah. But I'm not, because I'm not an arsehole. They are this year grass-fed because we just haven't creeped them. We had enough grass this year to not worry how it was. This year, we've done things a lot differently. You are very beautiful, though. Look at this little thing in front of me. Adorable is its face. Smile. So the black one, someone said, yeah, Tom Pemberton's dad yesterday, the Ginger Warrior himself, said you've got a right mix of sheep. Yes, we have. So the black ones are first crosses with the Dutch spotted. Some of them are out of mules, some of them are out of Texels. You can see there, mules, you can clearly see there. Very, very Roman nosed. Texels, obviously, these things here. And for the first year, they come out black. The second year, to be honest, they did just come out black. And then for the third year, for the third cross, I'm just making sure nothing's escaping, we ended up with very much spotty black and white. I am worming these lambs, Wormer and Fluke, I'm doing because we've got some really arses. They were wormed before they went out, but that was an awful long time ago now. And yeah, we've got some pretty arses, as you can see on that. Oh, there's a very black and white one. This handling system is entirely rubbish for sheep handling. It really is, I won't lie. It's crap. They do sell it as a dual purpose thing. It isn't. No one ever think that this is easy. The only good bit about it is you can tighten lambs up with this, and you pull it round and it clicks and it tightens up and goes all the way around there, and you can very easily walk among them and worm them and things. So it's, you know, pretty similar to ramming them in a race. I'm hoping. I'm selling myself that idea. I don't think that's true, but you know what I mean. Everybody in the back and the race is done. There's just these guys to do now. And we're going to go and steal the foot bath from the cows because we've stolen the sheep foot bath to put in front of the robots. I did find some little, not heifers, what the hell do you call female lambs? Gimmers. Sorry. Wow. Yeah, that'll tell you about my mental state. I can't even remember what a lamb's called. That one there, and that one there. I'll be keeping, well, actually, and that one next to it. So you can see the difference between the 2 years. That will be a, like a first or second cross. And that one will be a third cross. So they've started coming out really spotty. That one down there is like a Dalmatian. That pleases me. The days that you can't remember what a female lamb is called, and there's tiny calves popping out, and the tractor's broken down, and the robots are dirty, and you've got a farm tour tomorrow, but you're also due to go and take some videos of an auction in the morning down at Knutsford. yes, things like that make me happy. So I am going with them. I'm going with them. I don't know, I'm new to sheep. That awful thing there, that's off. Does anyone remember me saying I hated 2 sheep? Really curly, crossbred, funny looking Leicester things. They came off a lad called Christopher and we called them the Bitzers. I don't know if anyone remembers them. And they had really, really curly hair. That is off one of them. And it is rank. Anyway, they've both had orange tags in and they're going. In fact, one has gone, one is going. Why did Tom Pem come and get a lamb? Many of you will be wondering, I am not a top breeder. So, Sayeta, favourite sheep, insert stunning, gorgeous videos and pictures of her here. She was my first ever sheep. We had a friend called Gary. Gary moved to Wales, didn't want to take care of 2 pet lambs and dropped them off on the doorstep. They had 51 and 51 on the side of them and it looked like Cy and Cy. So we had Cy boy and Cy girl. Obviously what you call a Cy girl, you call it a Cy-etta. So we had Simon and Cy-etta. Cy-etta stayed, Simon got sold. And that was my first ever sheep. Now, Gary gave me a belting animal. He didn't just give me a crappy sheep. He gave me a really, really nice, sort of like a Texel cross, really, really sturdy, big broad back on it. Anyway, love Sayeta, absolute gem of an animal. She's not the friendliest, I won't lie. She disappoints me every time I see her on that sense. But she's a really good animal. So she then got put to a Texel tup. That we called Jacob. It was actually a really good tup. So Jacob the tup went on to Sayeta and created Sayeta's daughter. Sayeta's daughter was gorgeous, so she was more Texelified then again. After that, we put he came out of, well, he's gone now, but he was in here yesterday. He was a tup from Matt Blair that was a Texel Beltex cross, so it was a little bit more curvy, a little bit more on the, you know, the curvy ass tup side, a bit piggy looking he was, and he got with Sayeta's daughter. Anyway, so it's a really long story, isn't it? Sayeta's daughter produced this tup lamb. I went to Tom Pem's one day, walking around. It was to skin a calf actually for him, and I was looking at his sheep. I said, "What the hell's this tup?" And he said, "Oh, it's just like a pet lamb that the neighbours had that they've kept as a tup because they had it as a pet lamb." And I was like, "Is that what you're putting across your sheep?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, I'll leave the balls on one of mine." Not saying that mine are anything spectacular, but they're just better than what that one is. No offence to it or his neighbours, but it just is a pet. I think it was like a mule cross pet lamb. So we left the balls on Sayeta's daughter's son, and it will be like 3/4 bed. I'll say 3/4 bed Texel-ish with a bit of Beltex thrown in and a bit of somewhere else along the way. But it was a belting lamb. Actually, when I've got it out, it was fair small. It was a single lamb, so it should have done better than that, really. But as I said, everything's been a bit lacking and we haven't creeped them. It should do him all right. It'll, you know, if you didn't want it to get things tupped, it would do. So hopefully it will be fine. I left the balls on it. It's a decent lamb. You'll see it if you look on Tom's video. You'll see it. There's nothing wrong with it. It just was it would have been a decent fat lamb. So yeah, it was just decent fat lamb price. That was it. And I'd rather just see it go and run around for a year, even if it's just rubbish and he doesn't like it and kills it off. It doesn't necessarily matter. It's just one of them things, but I'd rather see it run around for a year than me just send it straight in. Talked at you an awful lot. And that's before I've even gone over that big fat tractor there. But I'll leave that for another day because it'll be here for a bit, I think, because ours is having temperamental gearbox issues, shall we say. I am going to wash this foot bath out and drag it down to the sheep, take the foot solution. Luckily, now we've got dairy cows, we've got an awful lot of foot bath solution. In the past, we would have just had to have gone and bought some from Formalin or whatever the hell it's called. Great. No, we've got it already. But we're regular users of foot bath things now. Little did I know. This is the bit they don't tell you about dairy farms. These things that you don't realise you're going to need to concentrate on, like foot bathing. This handling system needs a serious clean out. And when I say that, I mean like, wow. We've used it for not only handling, we've used it for calf rearing, cow and calf, lambs, everything and anything has gone through here. I expected when we went into dairy that we would use it less. Absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. We've used it 10 times more. Everything needs to be seen and handled more often. And that the lax days of the suckler farming when we used to throw them outside and forget about them. Like, wow, I don't even know what I did with my time. I won't lie. I have no idea. I don't know. I definitely didn't make full use of it. I'll put it that way. I thought I was busy. I was never busy. This is crazy. I'll try something now. In the past, I have struggled massively to push lambs through a foot bath to the point that I've had to throw every single one through by hand. And then I went to Gareth Wyn-Jones's. Now, we all know Gareth, massive, big, long-term sheep farmer. Like, he's been at this a long time. He gets the deal. He also knows all the tips and tricks to make things easier. And he said to me, why are you not putting fleece in it? And I went, what? And he said, put fleece in your foot bath. He said, and that way they don't get that. They don't think it's water before they run through it. And they run through it a lot easier. Now, I've never tried this. So I'm going to try it now and let you know how it goes. I'm going to somehow put the camera above them so you can see them all going. The gate down there is wide open and technically they can just run straight through, but you know what lambs are like. They're not going to do that for me at all. So I'm just going to stick the bobcat in the way and hopefully I don't need to be in two places at once, which is very, very handy. So if anyone knows how much wool I'm meant to be putting in here, please do tell me because I don't I won't lie, that wasn't quite as it's flawless as what I wanted it to be, but you know what they went through. So now I have got to get all of these guys into the back, ram them in, worm them, run them through the foot bath. Job is a good one. That is what I want. Oh! It's the first one I've seen. Thank you, NFU, for sending it. Oh my God, I'm going to take that before Roy decides to burn it. I have a mini stamp collection, I'll show it you. And I would like very much to do the same with these. And as that is the first one I've seen, it's not like you can follow him from being young, but do you know what I mean? Sentimental, royalist, love it through and through, honestly. Just need to find somewhere to put this that I'm not going to forget about in 10 years' time. Okay, so here is size comparison, and that's a small calf. The two together. Little Bambies. I don't know if you can quite see this. You can't you? See the difference. Oh, it's got fire. So I'll get them fed. So now we've taken those calves to the auction out of here. I'm going to rearrange. I'm going to massively rearrange. A fair few of these can go into 5s. And some of them can go that way for weaning. These here are only on so many cups. They're on slightly more. So yeah, everything can just start moving on in the train. There. We got it? He's got it. Oh, and a big boy bucket now. Are you a boy or a girl? We don't actually know. Are you crazy? Can we just turn? Let's just be sensible about this situation. Look. There. No. Here. Oh, we've got an aviation update. I'm gonna get wet. What a legend. Yes. Oh, I can see him. Oh, look at this, man.
boy. Where have they gone? Weird. Boys on the phone said he had FU and I'm crying over a helicopter. Right, that shows you where our priorities lie in life. Aviation updates.